Over the last week, woke Hollywood and the mainstream media have been in absolute shock over the success of Sound of Freedom, a movie that's about the horrors of child trafficking, a movie that is not political in any way, shape, or form, despite being dragged through the mud by that said mainstream media, some of whom refused to even review this movie. And last week, people were stunned when Sound of Freedom was top of the box office charts on 4th of July, on Independence Day, beating Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Not only did it have a great rest of the week and a great weekend, third at the overall box office behind Indiana Jones and Insidious, but now here we are on Monday, and once again, Sound of Freedom has topped the box office. A plot twist at the US box office on Monday as a new number one is born. Sound of Freedom grossed spectacular $4 million on Monday, beating both Indiana Jones and Insidious, just a 45% drop from Sunday, one of the best holds for a movie on a non-holiday Monday. The Angel Studios production hits $45 million in the United States. That is absolutely phenomenal. You got the trades reporting as well. Jim Caviezel thriller Sound of Freedom knocks Insidious Red Door from number one spot on Monday. And here you go, $4 million, over $1,300 per theater on a Monday. There's Insidious. Indiana Jones all the way down to number 3. Now, this is going to be the only day that Sound of Freedom is at top because Mission Impossible came out. I actually just got back from watching that. That movie is incredible. It's going to dominate the box office this week. The only question is, how high will it get? But this is just another stunning victory for Sound of Freedom, which is making the rounds as people spread the word, which is what they wanted to happen. They wanted people to talk about this because it's a movie about the horrors and the evil of child trafficking. There is no political statement in it. There's no right versus left. There's no Republican versus Democrat, even though so many outlets have tried to pretend like there is. Most major film critics boycotting Sound of Freedom despite massive box office success. No reviews from New York Times or the LA Times. And we have seen the mainstream media try to drag this thing through the mud. You've seen these woke outlets, leftist outlets that are trying to paint it as some sort of conspiracy film or something like that. Now, of course, just like anything else, right? Just like any movie that's made in Hollywood, there's probably a good chance that 90% of the people involved with that, whether it's directors, actors, producers, whatever, they probably disagree with me politically. They probably said some crazy things about Donald Trump. Hell, a lot of them have probably even spread fake news stories about Donald Trump that were later debunked as bullshit or a hoax. Now, of course, it's once those people let their politics come into play in their filmmaking that it is a big deal, right? That a lot of people don't want that. Nobody wants to get preached to necessarily about some political thing, some social justice bullshit. This is not that. This is simply a movie talking about child trafficking and how prevalent it is and what a terrible thing that is, and that really there needs to be more awareness in this. It's not anything political, but the media has tried to paint it that way. Now, as we talked about, there is something else unique about Sound of Freedom. Even on that Tuesday, the 4th of July, $11.6 million of that were people that purchased tickets to go for themselves. $2.6 million of that was tickets that those very same people had bought and donated so other people who can't afford a ticket can go see. Now, that pay it forward system has been used throughout this entire week. I would imagine the ratio is probably similar. 25% or so people of those ticket sales are donated ticket sales from people that want others to see it. And the gaslighting that's been out there, even though they were very upfront about the difference between those things, the gaslighting that's going on to try to make people think that no one's actually going to see this. It's just these big, rich political guys that are buying up all these tickets to make the box office look good. That's absolute bullshit. Again, I do hope at the end of the day they give us the same split that they did for July 4th of what was actual ticket sales versus the donated ticket sales. So I imagine we will get that at some point in time. But right now, it is undeniable that Sound of Freedom is a massive, massive success, despite the mainstream media shitting on it, despite them trying to connect it to conspiracy this, conspiracy that. If you want to disagree with something that somebody's involved with it, that's fine. Political disagreements, we have those all the time with people in Hollywood. But the idea that they're trying to make that what the movie is about is absolutely laughable. Let me know what you guys think about Sound of Freedom in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.